Guys, and welcome to this video where I'm going to discuss Venus entering into the Pleiades. So all throughout the Bible we hear mention of the seven stars. In Amos 5 verses 8 we have, "Seek him that maketh the seven stars in Orion." In Revelation 1:16, "And he had in his right hand seven stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp two-edged sword." Revelation 1:20, the mystery of the stars which John saw is that the seven stars are the angels of the seven churches. And the seven candlesticks which thou sawest are the seven churches. Revelation 2:1, Jesus refers to himself as holding the seven stars. "Unto the angel of the church of Ephesus write, these things saith he that holdeth the seven stars in his right hand." And Revelation 3:1, "Unto the angel of the church of Sardis write, these things saith he that hath the seven spirits of God and the seven stars." So in biblical astronomy, it's well known that the seven stars are referring to the Pleiades, and we also know that Jesus refers to himself as the bright and morning star. So what I want to show you now is this article in 2004. It's by NASA, and it's 31st of March 2004. This weekend, the planet Venus will have a rare close encounter with Pleiades star cluster. But what this article doesn't cover is that every 8 years, Venus has been slowly climbing up towards the Pleiades after the last probably about 500 years or so. And that's what I'm going to show you. So what I've decided to do was go back in time in a cycle of 8 years and see what Venus was actually doing and how it's behaved. And I found it very interesting that in 1500, Venus, or just after 1500, Venus was below the ecliptic and started to climb above the ecliptic. And 1500 was around the time of the Reformation, so keep in mind that as this is happening, the Reformation is happening, and Venus is who is referred to as Jesus Christ as the bright and morning star, starts to rise above the ecliptic. So I'm going to go forward by 8 years now. We can see that I'm in March 1516. The year 1516, and I'm going to go forward by 8 years. Jumping 8 years, and we can see Venus is slowly starting to rise above the ecliptic and heading towards the Pleiades, which is the representation of the church in the heavens. Okay, so we're in the 1700s now, and of course 8 is new beginnings, so every 8 years Venus is found getting closer and closer towards the Pleiades. And I'm going to go forward a little bit now. We're going 1860, 1884, 1892, 1900, 1940, 1948, 1972, 1988, 1996, and I'm going to zoom in so that we can have a closer look at what's going on now. So these are the seven stars, or the seven sisters, which form part of the Pleiades, and I'm going to highlight Venus so that we can see just how accurate this is. So we're in 1996 now, and we're going to jump forward 8 years, okay? And I'm going to zoom in further, and you can see it's not yet in the Pleiades. So we're in 2004, and Venus hasn't yet entered into the Pleiades. Now we're into 2012, and Venus has almost entered into the Pleiades, but not quite. And lo and behold, in 2020, Venus will actually be in the Pleiades. So we know that it says that the bright and morning star, Jesus Christ, holds the seven stars, and you can see it enters in actually at what is the bottom of the Pleiades. So I thought you'd find that very interesting. I'll go back so that you can see it in reverse and forward again, and get a good idea of how this has moved. So I'm going back to the 1800s, the 1700s, the 1600s, 1500s, and then it's below the ecliptic, which is just before the Reformation. Obviously, the Reformation was when the Word of God was